Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. It's a best of 3. It's the ESL Asia Weekly Cup number 233. That's right, this last week's Asia Cup. Dark in the bottom left side, Oliveira in the top left. The best TVZ player in the world right now, Oliveira, or at least at the cutting edge build order wise. Is he going to be more clutch than maybe a guy like Maru? Not necessarily, but he's definitely shown the best results recently in that matchup, taking down Reynor at a Premier tournament when Reynor was playing very well, but also inches from taking down Serral. Dark, on the other hand, has looked a little weaker in the matchup recently, but he is Dark, and he is never a player you want to count out. Interestingly, he's opened up pool first with 6 Zerglings. You might wonder why he's done that. It's because on this map, the Reaper gets across so bloody fast that if you don't go pool first, you're going to lose drones or have to build like 3 or 4 Spore Crawlers to stop losing anything. Now, funnily enough, Oliveira's gone 2 Marines, and it looks like he was hoping to get rid of that Overlord. He's floating a lot of gas right now. 2 Marines into Reactor. This is an odd build order for Oliveira. I gotta say, I don't know what this build order is, guys. If the Overlord does commit in, then he'll go for it. But no, he does show it. Okay, he's gonna show his Marines. Dark is Serral, right? If he gave Serral cocaine, maybe. Oh, good angling with the Zerglings. He should cut off the retreat, though. Dark, not really cutting off the retreat. Only gets 1 Marine for 2 Zerglings, but he does force a lot of SCVs off the line. Now, if it was a little bit later, you could leave them to mine here, but the natural's not quite finished, so... Oh, the Marine's got to protect itself. Oh gosh, he's going for it. Dark goes for it. Nice. Slippery Marine. The SCV's body block, and he does get out of there. That's the quarterback right there. Got to protect the quarterback, guys. Zergling goes back in, looking for more, unable to find it. Behind this, very quick link speed for Dark, or at least reasonably timed, I should say. But his third base is so late. And this is like going for both pool first and an early gas is not very efficient. Dark ends up having to build an Overlord before his third base. Finally, that third hatchery does go down past 3 minutes. I gotta say, this feels like a slightly better opening for Oliveira. His third command center does get delayed because of the Ling pressure, forcing his SCVs off the line. But a little more economic for the Terran. Crazy how he evolved with a name change. Absolutely. I mean, Oliveira is such a good player, and I really feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, he's back to being ranked 20 in the world, not relevant when it comes to really winning a tournament. Hey, maybe he'll get a top 8 if he's lucky. But dude, he's actually looking fantastic. And the thing is, he's been losing a lot of games in China. The Chinese scene is very hot for StarCraft right now. I think him winning that championship and the storyline with him being such an underdog has really invigorated the Chinese scene. And they already had a pretty awesome StarCraft scene. They have a bunch of like old school commentators, the SC Boy team. They've been running the World Team League for a couple of years. And with him winning the World Championship, I think they've got more and more people kind of throwing money their way, saying, let's run tournaments, let's do more StarCraft. They had that Stars Wars event. That's not me misspeaking. That's what it was called, Stars Wars. Sounds so wrong. But hey, man. Translations are translations. Double eBay does come down. I guess that's not really a translation, is it? I think they just went with the English name. Make it a bit more global. 3 barracks coming down here into double engineering bay. 3 barracks into double eBay. Very delayed starport. Super economic opening for Oliveira and not very harassment heavy. Just a few Hellions for map control. His starport only now beginning. Bailey Nest is on the way for Dark. Feels like a pretty awkward spot to be in for Dark. Still doesn't have his third base saturated. It's only now taking his second, third gases. And he just desperately needs more workers. And more importantly than all of that, I feel like Dark needs a 4th hatchery. I think he needs that 4th base up yesterday, guys. But he's supply blocked on 74. Very characteristic of Dark. Let's see what he can do against Oliveira. The thing is, I normally think, even though I'm like, look, Oliveira is better than Dark right now, it's still Dark. Dark can look so sloppy in a matchup. He's still the most clutch player in the world. He understands how to win and never loses confidence. That's the thing is, Dark has the strongest mentality of any player out there. He has an inability to be thrown out of his element. Whereas so many other players, you see like excellent play, things are going well, excellent play, oh, everything falls apart. That almost never happens for Dark. Dark, it's kind of like, yeah, it's okay. This is all right. This is not perfect. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, he just won. Dark's the opposite, you know. It's everything can go average or even badly, and he'll still just win the game randomly, you know, or not even randomly, but like at an unexpected moment. He'll see that opening, and he'll just snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. It's one of his special moves. 1-1 upgrades, Baneling speed on the way, 8 more drones coming out. That'll take him up to 72, 73 workers. Oliveira's only at 53, but Oliveira's third is down. He's pumping out workers. He's got his 5 barracks up. Armory is on the way as well. With 1-1 already almost finished, he's looking to continue that big upgrade lead. 1 Marine gets dropped on the other side of the minerals. Oliveira decides to stim it. And, oh, he saves it. Nice move. It's an Overlord just to the left, which he missed. He's going to go rotate into the main base. Fourth base, pretty late here for Dark. Big attack coming down the right side as well. So we've got the double prong. Drops in the back. Oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Oliveira, no, 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 no. This is a bad move. Really bad move. Oh, I don't like this. 1 medevac gets shot down. He's trapped, guys. That puts more pressure on him to shove on the right side. But Dark F2'd. Dark F2'd his whole army up here, which means he's leaving his right side exposed. If this hatchery gets sniped, maybe this is worthwhile. Maybe. A couple queens do fall. That 4th hatchery was already late. At least it gets cancelled. Dark salvages what could have been a terrible situation. He killed a lot of Marines there. Oh, Oliveira goes for the pickup. Does get it. Doesn't quite get the focus fire that he was going for before the pickup. That's okay. Thinking about focusing the Banelings, decides against it. Didn't quite have enough Marines down to one-shot Banelings yet. Second factory and 4th command center building. Oliveira does want to play a longer game, and that makes sense. I mean, if you deny a Zerg's 4th base, there's no pressure on you to be aggressive. It's like, hey, just keep macroing, bro. Spire. When did that go up? And does he know about it? Spire is hidden in the natural. I do not think he's been in the natural. Oliveira cancels the 5th as well. No information on that Spire. Mutalisks are pretty good on this map. It shouldn't be like the biggest surprise. He is playing Biomine, but no turrets, no vision on that left side, which means the first Mutalisk could be a big surprise. They also could shut down these medevacs. Where are the Mutalisks gathering? Yeah, he's going to go for the snipe on the medevacs. Lings get a big surround. Widowmine does fire there, but now that it's been revealed, it should be going down soon. Drilling Claws is not done just yet. And look at that. Those Marines are already so damaged. Only 1 Mutalisk goes down. He picks up. If he can get the medevacs out, that would be nice. The rest of the army's up there in the middle. But the medevacs and Marines will go down. Widowmine as well. He's going to shove that left side. Canceling the new 4th base would be big. Oh, Widowmine's... yeah, has to pick up that beautiful spready from Dark. Oh, and again, not a bad spready. He minimized the damage. Only 6 Zerglings on that one. Oliveira's got the parade going. This is always a problem. If they get on the front like this and just keep fighting into it, Lingbane Mute is not meant to be efficient against Biomine. That being said, the mines don't really get to fire on that first wave. That was a pretty good first attempt from Dark. Thing is, he needs to throw back the attack completely or loop around and cut off the reinforce. As long as these Marines are rallying out of the base, you're going to be in trouble. Marine tank Widowmine coming forward. Uh-oh. Mute is going to go by, though. Does he have turrets? He does. Turret in each mineral line. Oh, 2 Widowmines. Nice pullback. Dark. That visual recognition. So quick to notice those Widowmines and turn around while multitasking elsewhere on the map at the same time. Then again, I guess you could argue you get kind of lucky, or you're just good at switching screens if you do that, right? If you're just good at kind of looking around between your units. Gonna start harassing the gas. That is exposed. Lingbane coming in from multiple sides. Banelings do take out the siege tank along with a bit of Widowmine friendly fire. Those Widowmines get left behind. 1 gas does go down. 4th base is up. Turret's not done. Ooh, juicy pick off. That's going to be big. Pick off a whole bunch of SCVs on this base. Thing is, Oliveira's still up in workers. I mean, I guess he won't be in a moment. Even now, he's still up in workers, guys. And he's canceling another base. Dark's finally got a 4th up, but no mining. He's making 10 more mutas. I mean, this reminds me of like all of my games in Wings of Liberty. Late Wings of Liberty, where you're like, oh, I'm doing stuff with Mutiling Bane. I'm doing stuff. But the thing is, like, 3-base income just isn't enough to compete with the Terran who's getting up this high and is dropping mules. Like he's going to trade better than you in the long term. Your Banelings are 1 shot and then they're done. Whereas any fight the Terran wins, it's game over. If the Terran just like wins a fight, you are going to crumble. You don't have enough workers to keep reproducing. Mutalisk's trying to go in. Widowmines finally get the boom booms on those, softening him up, taking 2 Mutalisks out. Not sure 1 hit point mutas barely escape. Nice moves. Dark is down 13 army supply. He's in huge trouble right now. And a single siege tank it means you can't just poke against this with Lingbane. That tank's going to punish you every time you run into it. Dark knows he's got nothing. He just can't clean up that spread. Oliveira all over him there. Shuts Dark down in game 1. All right, guys. Game 2, Dark in the top left side. Site Delta. Not a great map for Zerg. I think Amphion was his map pick, guys. Oliveira in the bottom right side. Playing for... Oh, it's WBG. It's Weibo Gaming, right? Apparently it's Weibo, Weibeo or something. I don't know. Some weird pronunciation. I'm going to keep calling it Weibo. Weibo Gaming's Oliveira. They have acquired Dragon Kaisi Gaming. I'm not sure if it's a temporary deal or permanent. Some people have said it's just for EWC, but most teams that have been picking up players for EWC has been a multi-year contract. Assuming there might be a season next year of the World Championship or World Cup as well, the Esports World Cup. But yeah, Weibo, it's like, apparently it's like the Twitter or something. It's like a giant social media in China. So, yeah. Weeaboo, apparently. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Weeaboo. I'm probably not saying it the right way. What can I say, guys? My job as an Australian is to butcher other people's words and languages. Someone just snoozed ads for 5 minutes. Yeah, please do snooze that as much as possible. I didn't think we had an ad break coming up for a long time. So I don't know. If there's a mod there who's doing that, snooze it as much as you can. But I didn't think we had ads for a while. But we'll see how we go. Apparently it's both Facebook and Twitter combined in one. Chinese version. Yep. Queens and Lings building. So Weibo officially bought the branding rights to the team, but they have teams in other esports, so it could easily become something much more permanent. Oh, that'll be cool. All right, guys, we've got a third hatchery going down for Dark. This is a standard hatch gas pool. He's delayed his link speed till after the third base. This is a solid opening from Dark. I much prefer this to his opening in the last game. I think going 6 lings and pulling off minerals onto gas for link speed was way too much of a commitment to the follow-up. When I think after building 6 lings, you need to be like desperately macroing. I've seen Cyril go pull first on that map as well and go for 2 to 6 ling pressure. And man, he's so mineral focused afterwards to recover from the early handicap of stopping at 16 workers to save lava that I really love the way Cyril follows that build up. I didn't like the way Dark did it. I would have liked it if he did something cheesy in the follow-up with the early link speed. And I get he likes the flexibility of that early link speed, but if you've already gone for 6 lings and you invest in a very fast link speed, you just curtail your third base timing, your third queen, and your creep spread. You end up in a position where you just can't compete with what Terran's throwing your way. So very good handling in that last game for Oliveira as he goes for the 3cc 2-1-1. 2 barracks, 1 factory into 1 starport. It's going to be a double marine drop off of the back of just a couple of Hellions on the map. Usually 4, sometimes as few as 2. It's going to go 4. Second gas goes down in the main. About 3:10 is when that gas started. I think these take 25 seconds. 21 seconds, actually. So that's, yeah, about 3:18 that gas went down. Pretty late gas, and that's because you take it after starting the second barracks with this build. Ooh, I like the hold position on the queen there for Dark, or at least he just stopped moving so he didn't walk into the grenade. Stim starting up nice and fast, and you'll see the starport starts up, and you want to see the reactor go down right next to it because 36 build time, 36-second build time, so they can easily swap over. This is why this is always such a nice thing for syncing up your builds. Stim. Only about a quarter of the way done. I do wonder what the follow-up is for this. Usually you'd expect the starport builds 2 medevacs, then it swaps off the reactor, and you build a third barracks on that reactor. Should see a double engineering bay, maybe even before that, though. So we do want to see double upgrades nice and early. Quick lair. Very quick lair. 4:30. Lair and 3 gas. Guys, Dark is taking such a late 4th base. This is a fundamental issue with his build order. He's supply blocked again as well. He's getting 3 mineral lines up very fast, which is good. Oh, okay, he's going roaches. I was going to say, this is not a good way to open Ling Bane because you need the 4th base for production. And if you delay it until after you go for like Lair, double Evo, 3 gas, Baneling speed, you just end up with your 4th base behind the curve. And maybe you don't end up behind, but you're never going to end up ahead against a Terran, even if they make a few macro mistakes. But because he is going roaches here off the Ling speed opening, this makes a lot more sense. He wants to get 6 gas, 66 drones. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do a 1-1 Roach all in. Those have been coming back, especially with the Nidus Worm. Like, you can see how much of a player Rogue is and how influential he is. He's been back for like a month. Didn't do well at his first tournament back. Did okay, just not great. But he did like a special twist on the 1-1 Roach all in, and everyone's been copying it since then. Marines, Hellbats coming in. This is a pretty stiff pressure. It's only 540, guys. That's a lot of stim Marines. Hellbats, Lings and Queens trying to gather forwards. We'll see how well he can go. Can he defend this? The Lings go after that single Hellbat. Not a bad idea. Queen Transfuse is good, but where's the rest of the army? Dark, where's your army? Where are the Roaches at? Oh my gosh, he doesn't have a single Roach. Oh, this is massive damage. Get one more Queen and get out is what I'd like to see Oliveira do. Or two more. Gets one more, picks up the Hellbat, doesn't have space for the Marines inside. He's going to go boost towards the main knowing there's no Queens left. There is a Spore Crawler though, so you don't want to really drop in there. You want to preserve these medevacs if possible. 1-1 upgrades are coming in, guys. So they're about halfway done. Similar time for Terran and Zerg. 4th and 5th barracks and a 2nd factory. Oh, Hellbat drop. Okay. So he loses 1 Hellbat drop. Medevac and 2 Hellbats. Gets 6 drones. I think that's an okay trade for Oliveira. Dark's re-droning and building a 4th base on this left side. Did Dark click his own Roaches on his tumor? Did he kill one of his creep tumors, guys? Maybe. Maybe. I didn't quite catch that. Let's never change Hellbats, never make them viable. As a main comp in your army, you know, I actually think if you're playing non-pro level, Hellbat Marauder might be better than any other comp. Like go maybe 2 or 3 tech labs out of your first 5 barracks and play Hellbat Marauder. That I think below like high masters, that might actually be the better comp. At least Firstling Bane. Obviously against Roaches, they're Garbo. But that Hellbat timing did not catch him out. It did good damage for Oliveira, but he's got to watch out for the counterattack now. He's trying to build a 4th command center. Dude, he needs to focus on Marine production right now. This is a big all-in. 64 drone Roach Ravager all-in coming for Dark. Roach is going down the right side as well. Oh, okay, bunker on the right side. I don't like this bunker that much. I think it's a bit too far out. Easy to snipe. But I do like the positioning. Combat Shields is late, though. It's not ready yet. Guys, Combat Shields is 8 seconds out. Okay, I think it's going to kick in just in time. 1-1 against 1-1. He needs to pull the boys. Oliveira needs to pull the boys. Pull the boys, pull the boys, pull the boys. Pull the boys. You need to protect the tanks. He's pulling some boys. Some of the boys get pulled. He does dodge most of the bios. He's got to protect the tanks. If the tanks go down, 1 tank is down. 1 tank is down. Other tanks are popping out, but they're popping out into the danger zone. He needed to pull every SCV there. If he pulled every SCV, he might have been able to do it. It was always going to be close. I think if he pulled every SCV, he could have kept those tanks alive a few seconds longer for crucial more shots to get off. Yeah, you can never, ever under-defend this, because the moment they get that good fight, now you're probably going to get overwhelmed. The bio trying to hold strong out front. I mean, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie, man. Tank gets bio down. There's not enough Marines and Marauders. I think that 4th command center was probably too greedy either way. But he only pulled a few SCVs. I just want to show you guys the theory behind the fight, because Oliveira did 90% of this perfectly. He was just missing 1 or 2 details. And I really feel you want to pull every SCV on your 3rd. Now, you might be looking at this and saying, Pig, if you lose every worker on your 3rd, say 20 workers, you're down at 46 against 64. Aren't you behind? No. And the reason is, look at the production tab. You have a 4th command center building, number 1. Number 2, you have double tank, which counters Roaches. Number 3, you have 2 started, or at least +2. So you've got all of this. So you're making a better army, double factory Marine tank. You're making better upgrades. They're never investing in upgrades when they do this attack. And yes, they can drone their 4th up and go up to 80 workers, but you can recover. You've got mules as well. So you're way ahead on economy. But against Roach Ravager, if you let your army get too small, and especially if you lose your tanks, you will end up in a pretty nasty position, because they can just, suddenly the Ravagers outrange you, they can drop biles, they can weigh you down. You need to build your army to a certain critical mass. You'll notice here, he built a 4th command center, he built 2 vehicle weapons, extra depots. What was he not building if you look at the last minute of production? And this is something you'll always notice in games like this. You'll be like, oh man, Zerg just killed him. Look at this reacted barracks. Just look at this 1 reacted barracks. It's building only 1 Marine. Now it's building 2. This barracks is building a reactor. This barracks isn't building anything. He was spending too much money on infrastructure. Oliveira was just being too greedy. He thought that was a good enough trade early. I'll build some bunkers for safety, but otherwise I'll still build all my upgrades, all of this. If he, over the previous minute or two, focused more on non-stop Marine Marauder production, he'd have a few more units, and it would absolutely turn this fight. Last but not least, like I said, pull all of these SCVs, and unfortunately, he only got one Marine inside that bunker. But if he has a few more SCVs blocking there, you can imagine a few more tank shots. Could have been big, guys. Could have been really big, especially if those Ravagers couldn't quite get in range. You can see, you've still got a tank or two alive. That'd be great, but that tank dies. This tank does survive, but it's a bit too much damage already. Very, very close game. Nice all in for Dark. All right, guys, another hatch gas pool here for Dark at the bottom left side of the map, up against 2 Rex Reaper, my least favorite build order. That what I keep saying, you can't do this against Europeans, and especially against Serral. You can do it against Raynor. It's okay versus Raynor. It's not great versus Serral because he's the master of the 15-15. It's too dangerous. But this is Dark. We've seen Dark, and a lot of the Korean players struggle very hard with this 2 Rex Reaper. And this is actually, like I said, the fact that it's so good versus Koreans and their styles is one of the big reasons why Maru can't compete with Serral right now. And I know I keep iterating this and talking about it over and over, but this is what I truly believe. Serral has basically developed an entire area of Zerg vs. Terran that he's an expert at. No one else knows how to play it. No one else has put the work in to learn how to play it. And as a result, none of the Terrans are used to playing against it. So they keep doing these Reaper regressions, which they work versus every other Zerg, and they always put themselves behind versus Serral. And this has been the pattern in Serral's play in the last few years. He doesn't look faster than everyone else. He doesn't look better mechanically than anyone, really. All the top 10 players look about as fast as Serral, in my opinion, or close to. But his build orders, his planning, his strategy is on another plane. Now, Dark, I would say more clutch than Serral. Much more clutch at making comebacks. More clutch with his micro on the comebacks. The question always is, can he get to the later stages without falling behind? And recently, Dark's big issue is he keeps trying to play Lingbane. That last game, played Roaches, he won. I guarantee you, I haven't run the numbers, I'm not a stats guy, but if anyone wants to go and look at all of Dark's pro matches over the last 6 months and compare his Lingbane, or even year, compare his Lingbane victory win rate versus his Roach win rate, and there will be such a clear number case where his Roach win percent is, and it's not even Roach all-ins, just Roaches to macro. It's so much higher than his Lingbane rate. Like if there was the Moneyball guy in here, he'd just be like, this guy should be banned from ever playing Lingbane. Like, Dark's Roach win rate in this matchup is insanely high. And his Lingbane win rate, it's like average Zerg player, like lower level pro, I don't know. Like, if he gets to a good position, his late game's sick with Lingbane. Like I always say, that 6 to 9 minute mark, kind of early mid-game, kind of middle mid-game where you're getting established on 5 base. Dark's just super fragile at that stage. And he's playing Roaches again. Oh my god, and Oliveira wasn't watching! Big mistake for Ollie. Oh, and the Queen gets the easy layup on those Reapers. This is good. I mean, yeah, you lose your 3rd base. Do you care? If you kill all 3 Reapers, you got map control. You can now drone away. I mean, the 3rd base is pretty late. Oh, this is not just Roaches, though. This is actually a Roach all-in, isn't it? This is just Ravagerling all-in. He's just going all-in with Ravagerling, guys. And there is a Banshee building before you've started Roaches. Now, most players would drone here, and he's droning. He's not going all-in anymore. Yeah, he knows that Banshee is way too early. Way too early. He knows he can't deal with it. Banshee is pretty rare off a 2 barracks opening, so that's why he was playing for it. He's building Spores way too early. Ooh, Dark, we're already behind on economy. We really need to cut corners right now. We can't be afford to be extra safe. So he's built those Spores a good minute before Cloaked Banshees would actually be arriving. That's a little unfortunate. Where are the first Banshees? First one's not even popped. I guess he didn't know the timing on it, but you should know you don't need Spores at 4 minutes 30. You basically, if they go 2 barracks, you'll never need a Spore Crawler earlier than 5 minutes. That's a general rule. Dark build is about 40 seconds early. That's wildly off time in terms of efficiency. So he could have instead had those drones mining that whole time and had the extra 150 minerals turn into 3 drones 40 seconds earlier. That's a big macro mistake for a guy who's already invested in a Roach Horn and 3 gases and then been forced to go back to economy. This is a very subpub. And now he's going Mutalisks? What is it Roach Muta? What? Dark's drunk, guys. He's drunk. I used to play Roach Aggression into Mutas. I have an old guide on this from early Legacy where I talked about one of the best ways to beat a player who's stronger than you is basically to do stuff that kind of just catches them off guard and how you can set yourself up to make them do one thing, and then have the counter ready for that thing. And I was like, look, if you do a 3 roach pressure, you force an overreaction, then you surprise them with really fast Mutalisks. And then they're building lots of Widow Mines and turrets and Marines, and then you go back into Roach Ravager, and they don't have siege tanks or anything that's good against that, and it's like this good series of surprise attacks to catch your opponent off guard. Dark's doing the drunk man version of that against a world champion. If this works, I will kind of gush over his creativity, but if he has to. I don't know if he goes Roach or Ling upgrades here. This is a bizarre choice. Oh, he's gonna get the Overlord. No! Oh, well, he doesn't quite get the Overlord. At least he keeps the Viking alive. That's something. Creep Tumor does spread there though, which is nice. Oliveira has his 3rd CC up, guys. It's on location. He's on 54 workers, so he's only down 10 workers. He's on 3 barracks, 5, 6, 7, 8 barracks. He's just doing an 8 Rex right down the middle of Alcyon. Mutas aren't going to have a lot of time to force an overreaction because Oliveira is just going to be following up with a big all-in. We need 1-1 Roach. Roach, please go range. Please go range. If Dark goes range, I think that's good. Oh, he's going melee. And you know what? In this scenario, he's going to try to put Oliveira on the defensive, and he will want to drone up. But these Lings are going to be really, really weak and for a long time. He needs to go for at least 25 Roaches to stall this push out before thinking about transitioning to Ling Bane. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the Roach upgrades. Banshee sees the Mutalisks. Banshee spots the Mutas, but wait, did he see it? Viking's going to run into them. He still doesn't seem to have noticed it, or he's not building turrets. Uh-oh. Okay, no, he spotted it. He's just going to defend with Marines. He does want to skip on the turrets. Gets himself 1, 2, 3 Mutalisks already down. Dark continuing to attack, even though he's already lost 3 Mutalisks. Man, if you lose any more, you lose lethality. 5 Mutalisks is the secret number to one-shot SCVs and Marines. Oh, but they've got +1 armor. So losing that last Mutalisk means he's already lost lethality. He doesn't have the ability to one-shot. Oh, that's really bad. If he lost only 2 Mutas, at least he could one-shot SCVs and Marines. But now, it's like your Mutas become half as effective. Ah, that's rough. +1 armor upgrade for Oliveira, doing really well. Oliveira's got combat shields. I was about to say, has he forgotten that? But no, it kicks in. Dark's droning. This is the problem with going Zerglings here, is he's droning. Wait, didn't Dark just scout? He just scouted 8 racks and he's not reacting. Dark didn't pay attention to his scouting. Dark literally did not. He just droned to 74 workers, unless he thinks he can defend an 8 racks. That's a big economy, man. For this situation, from where he's come from in this early game, Dark's had a scuffed early game. Oliveira's going to hit him with that decisive Rainer killing 8 racks. Banelings! But they're non-speed Banelings. Baneling speed way too far away. 8 minutes 40. This is not even that fast in 8 racks. But Dark's opening into Muta. Roach has been one of the most scuffed builds we've seen in a while. Oliveira, on the other hand, decisive, tight, aggressive play. The Mutalisks trying to find the reinforcement line. They're getting run off by it. The Baneling nest goes down before Baneling speed could finish. That is a bummer. Mutalisks getting very low. The Marines are going down, but so are the Mutalisks. Dark cannot contest this. And he pulls back and does tap out. GG. Oliveira with the 8 racks on Alcyon. GG, well played.